June 25th, year of our Lord 2024, 6:02 p.m. We're going to go to item 2, roll call. City Secretary.
Mayor Robin?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Swanner?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mata?
Present.
Councilmember Thompson?
Present.
Councilmember Vasquez?
Present.
Councilmember Cornell?
Present.
Councilmember Haney?
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Invocation will be given to us by Pastor James McCrary of the First Baptist Church. Pastor? Anyone wishing to join us for a moment of prayer can do so by standing up.
Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of this council, thank you so much for allowing me to be here this evening. Let's pray together. God our Father in heaven, we are gathered here together to pray for this city, for our mayor, and for the various city officials that have been gathered together in this room. In particular, dear God, we lift up this council to you that is assembled before us today. Father, I'm asking you that you would give us gracious wisdom to govern amid conflicting issues and interests of our times. Father, that you would give them a sense of welfare and discernment for the needs of our people. Father, give them a keen thirst for justice and righteousness and the confidence to do what is good. And so, Father, we also ask that you give them ability to work together in harmony, even when they disagree or when we disagree, dear God. And lastly, I pray for the agenda that has been set before us today. Father, please give us wisdom, give us the assurance that we would do what would please you and benefit those who work and live in this great city of Odessa. Father, we love you. We thank you for Christ, and it's in his precious name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledges.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. Oh, you know, let me suspend the rules. Council, I'm going to ask for the council to consider, entertain a motion to suspend the rules. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to suspend the rules. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating by saying sign. Motion passes unanimously. We're going to skip around a little bit. We have proclamation to read, but our guest is a little delayed, so we're going to be out of order. City Secretary, you can go ahead and go on.
Citizens comment on non-agenda items. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. As your name is called, come to the podium and state your name for the record. And in accordance with the open meetings law, the city council cannot respond. However, the council can direct the city manager or a staff member to contact you. We have one citizen, Campbell Landsworth. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, City Council. My name is Campbell Landsworth. I'm an Odessa resident who has concerns with the lack of resources from Odessa Animal Services. As you can see from our other citizen, everyone else is running late today. This is a high priority for our community. A survey conducted in March actually revealed that 79% of Odessa registered voters support using programs like TNVR, Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, and Return. We appreciate the city bringing more attention to the Odessa Animal Services adoption events, but we know it will take programs like TNVR in collaboration with other organizations to reduce the number of cats and dogs being killed. Please accept these offers of support. The city of Odessa care, and we as our city and community deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you. We're ready for consent. Proclamation. Would Myra Gano please come forward to the podium?
I'd like to introduce Myra Cano. I had the pleasure of meeting Myra, September will be 4 years. I remember I was being lazy that day, and I was on the campaign, and I was just laying around in my man cave, and I realized I had some work to do. So I was down past 87th Street fixing some of my signs from a bad wind when I remembered someone had contacted me, sent me an email that they wanted a yard sign. Went all the way over there to about 4th or 5th and Harless, and found the house, knocked on the door. Myra answered the door. I think we spent about 4 to 6 hours introducing ourselves, and Myra did most of the talking, which is pretty incredible if you know me, because I like the sound of my voice. And she shared her story, and outside of my nephew is probably the most strongest soul that I've ever met in my life. Myra really comes in a close second for me. If anybody knows biblical characters or biblical people in the Old Testament, Myra's life resembles Job. And I remember one particular time she was ready. She was tired of being Job. She was ready to get to the end and receive everything back. And I guess a couple of weeks ago, she shared some news with me, and the first thing I needed to do was immediately get to her, and we shared the moment. And this is the strongest person I've ever met in my life. Never complains. Her faith is second to none, and she's never lost that faith. She is not only strong in body and soul, and as we get older, sometimes our bodies betrays us. The one thing is our foundation is often shaken. We always ask why, and we question God. Myra's never done that. In fact, throughout her trials and tribulations, everything she's been through, her faith has even been stronger. And so I'm not. One of the things that we walked away, and it was almost 4 years ago. Myra's story is so incredible that she gave me then permission to tell her story, and I responded by saying, I'll never tell your story, but I will stand proudly with you shoulder to shoulder when you tell yours. Myra shared her story with the community on a City of Odessa page, and it took a lot of courage to do that. If anybody follows the city page and all the stories that our communications department does an incredible job of capturing people's story, the essence of who they are and what they are, not just the businesses, but the people behind the businesses. Our director, Mona McDonough, does an incredible job. Myra Cano is the inspiration for that. She is the foundation. She's the reason why we started that. If anybody were to ever ask, Myra's the one. And it was from that day forward that I knew this is what we need to do, because each and every one of us has a story, and you're an expert in your story. And the thing is what Myra said, if we introduce Old Odessa to New Odessa, and New Odessa to Old Odessa, what happens, we stop becoming strangers. And just possibility that we might be able to get along just a little bit better. And that's the inspiration, and that is Myra Cano, and what she inspired almost 4 years ago to what we're doing in the city of Odessa is doing. And so I'm going to ask my wife, my beautiful wife, to join me up here for a moment, because I'm going to have to get through this. I want to have a day of celebration for Myra. That way, when we look back and her family, this is one of the happy moments. We're here to celebrate life. And there's no one that symbolizes that more than Myra. I never hesitate to, I love you. Both me and Joanne really love you. We have spent a lot of times crying. We have prayed. We have cheered, and we still continue to do that. And you still continue to glorify God. It is incredible. You're an incredible soul. And so I asked for permission today for to be able to do this. Myra agreed, and the lady goes, what's a proclamation? What are we doing this for? I said, hey, this is a celebration of life. We want to be able to look at this moment and just bring a smile and happiness to us. And oftentimes when we shed tears, we don't shed them for ourselves, but we share for those ones that we love. And I think this is more for us. So the City of Odessa proclamation. Whereas Myra Enriquez Cano was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in 2005. And she has had 3 heart attacks, 3 strokes, a seizure, her colon removed, and in 2020 she had open heart surgery. And when it's hard not to be confused when it seems that you are being told contradictory information about your body and your illness, but your battle shows perseverance and hope. And whereas she put her life to God, who continues to be her strength, and Myra is an inspiration through how she handles her cancer challenges and is a role model for not only her family, her friends, and everyone who has touched her life. And as Myra's spirit shines brightly through every challenge, her courage in the face of cancer is nothing short of heroic. And whereas journey is a powerful reminder of a human spirit and the capacity to overcome. Now therefore, I, Javier Hoban, by virtue of authority vested in me, as mayor of this city, do humbly hereby proclaim today, June 25th, 2024, as Myra Enriquez Cano Day. So throughout the city of Odessa, I'd personally like to urge both me and Joanne and the city council and everyone in the city, we urge all us as citizens to always remember this day, to recognize Myra Enriquez Cano's strength and courage in the face of diversity, which is truly inspiring. We love you very much. Give her one more round of applause. Citizens, we good? Can everybody hear us in the back? Any member of the public may address the city council regarding any of its agenda items before or during the consideration of said item. We're going to move on to item 6, consent agenda. You want to take this? You want to do this?
For consideration of the consent agenda, items 1 through 4.
Council, if you can review. I'll entertain a motion for approval, amend.
I so move.
I have a motion to approve by Councilmember Vasquez, second by Councilmember
Second.
Haney.
Okay.
All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating by saying sign. Motion passed unanimously. We're going to move on to regular item agenda. Is that correct?
Yes.
Consider the purchase of stencil painting streets in Odessa as part of the 2024 Seal Coat Program. Mr. Goff? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't turn that around for you. sure it's on. And you can start when you're ready.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. The Traffic Engineering Department is asking for $66,705.35 for preform thermal to complete seal coat.
Council, any questions? We had this presentation in the work session.
I was going to ask, are those hot applied products?
Yes, sir.
Any further comments or questions? Not entertain a motion to accept item 5 as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Mata, second by Councilmember Thompson. All in favor indicating by saying aye. Aye. All opposed indicating the same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, sir. So the next item is item 6, consider outside agenda. We're going to go ahead and skip that. We have several items from staff that I'd like to go ahead and get them out of here. I know that Chief Gerke was the first one that said he wanted out of here real quick. Just kidding. But I just figured, they can decide to stay or they can go ahead and move on or go home, whatever it is they need to do. So we're going to go ahead and jump that. We're going to come back to item 6. We're going to go to item 7, consider authorizing the city to apply for and accept a federal grant of $18,000. Chief?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is simply a request to allow us to apply for and accept any funds that we gain from a U.S. Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance, bulletproof grant partnership program. So this program is a 50% match. So of the $18,000 that we're applying for, $9,000 is a match from us, and hopefully we'll get $9,000 from the federal government. I will say this, that last year we applied for the same grant and we received $1,400. So
This is an improvement.
hopefully we get these funds.
Oh, this is what you're applying. This doesn't
Doesn't
mean
mean
This does not mean we're doing
Doesn't
it.
mean
You just
you're
gotta
gonna
cross
get
your
it.
fingers.
Right.
I hear you.
Every year we rotate and we turn over 1/5 of our inventory in bullet resistant vests because they have a shelf life of 5 years.
Yeah.
So we have to. This doesn't come close to covering that
We'll
expense.
want to be able to tell you we are doing a fundraiser. The hat will be right there at the door on your way out. And we'll accept no amounts too small or too big. Council, any questions? Any comments? Entertain a motion to approve. We have a motion by Councilmember Thompson, second by Councilmember
Second.
by Cornell. All in favor indicating by saying aye. Aye. All opposed indicating the same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Item 8, consider awarding the bid and accepting the contract for the amount of $270,000 for the sale of old Fire Station Number 6. Mr. Jones?
Mayor, Council, I have Mr. John Harris here, and Miss Megan is here as well. I believe we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, that they had to settle up with the heirs, who are now going to release, Mr. Peacock's handling all this, who are now going to release the property so that the property can be used in retail, business, pharmacy. And so they're just asking the council to lower it from $295 to $270.
Anything changed from 2 weeks ago?
No, sir.
Oh, as he said, yes, sir.
No, I said no, sir. No, no.
You saw
Or I wouldn't be here.
Okay. Then nothing has changed.
No, nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
No, to my knowledge, there's nothing changed.
All right. So like to ask Representative of District 4, whose district this is, to start off with a motion.
District 3.
District 3.
Thank you, Mayor. This property being within District 3, I would like to make a motion that we move forward in accepting this bid.
We have a motion by Councilmember Vasquez. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Swanner. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating the same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you for the fire department for cleaning that up. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Item 9, consider amending the lease agreement between Girl Scouts, Desert Southwest, and the City of Odessa. Mr. Jones.
Mayor, Council, I have the Girl Scouts here. Miss Patty, y'all come on up. And we have gone back and forth between donating. Of course, we've checked the law. I'm not comfortable donating as you know, to a nonprofit, as we've checked the law and everything. So I'm just not comfortable doing that. But we have talked about doing a lease. And so I said a 99-year lease, but y'all may want to do a 20-year, you may want to do a 50-year. But ultimately, like I've told them, it's y'all's decision what y'all want to do.
So the last time we discussed this, we discussed selling and leasing. Yeah, I preferred the purchase, right? In comparison to the lease. And can you remind us why? I don't, it's been a while. We slept since then. Was there restrictions for donations for the remodel? I don't recall. I don't remember.
So we've obtained some funding for the exterior of the property, and the timeline for us to return that funding is coming up. And we don't want to have to return. We've done some improvements on the property. We'd love to have the property on either a donation or a 99-year lease. That is what we're hoping for.
99 years? 99 or 20 or 99?
99.
99.
Is what, but I mean, ultimately, like I've told them, this is y'all's decision. The number y'all come up with is y'all's.
Real quickly, what are your reservations on the sale or
Well,
donation?
Well, I mean, if I wouldn't have any trouble as far as selling it to them. Of course, we would have to do a fair market value. But I just.
Which would delay it a little bit
Which
longer.
would delay it. And that's the problem. They're kind of under a time crunch because they've been given money and they need to.
Is it one of the reasons is because it's a municipal property and there's restrictions on
It
municipal
is.
property, what we
Yep.
wind up seeing in other properties?
Yes.
Okay,
That's it.
okay.
To short, yes, sir. To short circuit
Short
it,
sweet, that's what it
yes.
is.
Because I've seen too much of a mess that we've got our tails into years past. And I'm just not comfortable putting y'all in that position.
Council, any discussion? Any thoughts on this?
What was the prior lease?
It was, I
Or
believe.
would be the prior?
It would be, yeah. Yeah, they've been leasing how many years?
Gosh.
Forever.
Forever. I
Yeah.
was a Girl
That's-
Scout
yeah.
there.
Wow.
83, 84?
I think it's
1983 there.
4 or 6.
So what has been the lease amount that the city?
It's non-profit, so we haven't charged them, I don't think.
No, but
Yeah, they have to report every year.
what's the usual length of contracts?
Usually, I mean, it's usually 10 years or something like that, 5, 10 years, just depends. But they are in a position where this foundation, who I can tell you who they are, you don't know them, has offered them money, and we want to be in a position to allow them to lease it to where they will be able to do what they've got to do. That's the only reason we're saying 99 years.
What's
So they're gonna have a capital investment in it.
yeah?
Yeah.
It's good. What's if y'all were flipping for it, and it all comes up heads? What's your preference? You have your range from 20 to 99. I already heard 99 once.
Our preference would be 99.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Council, any discussion on preference of a range from 20 to 99 years?
99's good with me.
99?
Yeah, I mean,
At what rate?
I don't know if we've really gotten that far along yet, have we? No, because we're more concerned about just getting over the hurdle of 99 years, because that's a big number.
What's the Girl Scouts?
But it's y'all's
Yeah,
decision.
I mean,
What
it's not
what do y'all
that
want to do? $1 a year for 99 years?
And a box of cookies?
Whoa. 7 boxes of cookies.
7.
Yeah.
One box each.
Gladly bring cookies.
No sugar over there.
We want the gluten-free.
And Mayor, Council, we left it open this way so that y'all could decide. This is about y'all being benevolent and
What do-
doing something kind for the
Why don't
Girl
we do
Scouts.
this? Why don't we, someone consider a motion? Yes, sir.
So can we just let John negotiate this
Yeah, that's the way I was gonna go. Is it- can't-
and just give it to John and let him negotiate this and be done?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that.
That's in the form of a motion.
That's why we've got it open the way it is.
We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to council to direct the city manager's office to negotiate the terms of the lease and the compensation of the lease for 99 years with the Girl Scouts. All those in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed indicating by saying sign. Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Make sure you bring in 8
Congratulations.
boxes of cookies.
Oh, write that down. 8 boxes.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for what you do. Thank you very
The
much.
girls love the building. They use it the most in Odessa
All right.
than all of our other properties.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to item 10, consider resurfacing McKinney Park Playground. Mr. Reyes.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council. We're here to consider the resurfacing of McKinney Park playground area. Currently, it's out of date and it's not ADA compliant anymore, and so we're just wanting to consider upgrading the surfacing out
What are you
there.
doing with the gravel?
We're going to pull it and possibly throw it into the parking lot right next door before we
What are you replacing it with? Concrete? Padding?
the
Playground area that you're taking?
pour in place is what one of the options has been. It's something that's new into the industry. Everybody's doing it. It does get a little bit hotter, and it requires shade structures. But where we're at right now, we have big trees that kind of help us out a little bit. But it's going in everywhere, and it's like the new and latest thing that's helping.
When will this work be done?
Well, we actually have the money in budget, so we can, as soon as we get approval, we can move forward. We want to get it before our activities start at McKinney, Fall Fest and Starbright, so we want to move on it as soon as possible.
What's the time frame on this?
2 to 3 weeks.
What kind of cost are we looking at, Mr. Reyes?
$112,408.
How much?
$112,408.
Roughly, yes.
So what was that? I can't open up.
$112,408.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Councilor
Yes, just you have selected a color?
I'm sorry?
Have you selected the color?
We haven't, but we will do something different. We'll pick and choose and kind of maybe share it with y'all or the Parks Board or staff.
Should make a great improvement from that.
Absolutely.
What we
Yeah.
have.
It lasts longer, it's more sturdy, it's got, the fall surfaces are more bouncy, in the event of an accident, so that's the big plus on them. And the life is greater than a regular carpet.
Any further discussion?
I think it's a great idea.
All right. It being District 1,
Especially being in my district, yes.
want to do the honors?
I move to approve item 10, resurfacing McKinney Playground.
Second.
I have a motion, a motion by Councilmember Mata, second by Councilmember Thompson. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Reyes.
Thanks, sir.
We're going to move on to ordinances. Item 11, consider renaming Troy Avenue between University Boulevard, 28th Street to Apex Avenue. First approval. Mr. Tucker. It's almost burnt orange, but close enough.
That's right. Good evening.
A little peachy to me.
What I'm asking you to consider tonight is renaming Troy Avenue. It's a one-block street on the west side of town, extends from University up to 28th. There's a new development going in right next to Troy. They are rebuilding this street, and they've asked to rename it. So since they're spending the money, I felt like it was reasonable.
There you go. Council, any discussion? This is in District
I think
Five?
it's 3.
District 5, right? So they're off of north of University?
North of University.
Just east of the loop?
Yes.
Should be
Oh.
District 5.
Yeah.
Any discussion, Mr. Eno?
Mr. Tucker, who's the developer?
They're putting
Does
in
he
an
know that?
Apex
Okay.
car wash there.
Okay.
And they've requested the name to be Apex Avenue.
If there's no discussion, do I have a motion? I have a motion by Councilmember
Second.
Haney, second by Councilmember Cornell. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating same sign. Motion passed unanimously.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chadwick, thank you. We're going to move on to miscellaneous, appointment of boards. City Secretary?
For the Traffic Advisory Committee, appoint Taylor Grimes. That's the only one.
Taylor Grimes?
Grimes.
Traffic advisory?
Do I have a motion for Taylor Grimes for Traffic Advisory Committee?
So
I
moved.
have a motion by Councilmember Thompson. I have a second.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Vasquez. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating same sign. Motion passed unanimously. Well, we're not going to go into item 13. So we're going to go back to item 6. Consider outside agency request for funding for fiscal year 2024-2025 budget outside agency request for hotel motel general funding, most preferably called hot funds. Ms. Banda, floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So, as you know, we changed the process up a little bit this year, and we did that in an effort to more appropriately capture the usage and also to streamline the usage and awarding of hotel motel funds and also general funds. So before you today, you will have a little bit of a different presentation than what you're used to seeing, but we'll talk you through everything that was discussed and facilitate that conversation. So one of the things that we changed this year was the application that our applicants submitted for review. There was quite a bit more on the application this year for them to input, and this additional information basically allowed our Hotel Motel General Fund Review Committee to review all of the info and make the appropriate recommendations that you will have before you, or you have before you tonight. So Monica here is setting up the spreadsheet for us to take a look at. Once that is up, I will have Kayla come up and kind of walk you through the factors that were on the application, the factors that were considered in putting together the recommendations. The Hotel Motel and General Fund Review Committee was comprised of myself, Councilman Thompson, Mr. Dan Jones, City Attorney, our Deputy City Manager, Gabi Bernal, City Manager, John Beckmeyer, our Internal Auditor, Kayla Hardy, and then our Budget Manager, Monica Munoz. So we all put in time ahead of time to review the applications, and then we sat down together, went through this spreadsheet, and had some very in-depth discussions to arrive to the conclusions that you have before you. So now I will invite Kayla up to walk you through the considerations that were made.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, thank you. So I'm kind of a nerdy accountant, so the way I could look at these applications is through a spreadsheet. So what we did to make this a little easier for the committee is we took the spreadsheet and we put the items on the spreadsheet that were required to be in the application. So for example, we made sure that each hot fund applicant had everything in their application packet. One of the criteria, of course, is making sure that the qualifications were met, which is the criteria number 1 and the criteria number 2 that was explained in training. We made sure those were met. Once those were met, we moved forward. The next thing we looked at is we had to make sure that they were giving us some hotel revenue they expected to generate, because as we know, the state of Texas requires us to fund events based off their hotel revenue. So how we did that, the applicants gave us in different forms, but we were able to pinpoint how many nights of hotels they anticipated for their event or events. We took that amount of hotels anticipated and we went out to the GSA website, which is the Governmental Services Administration. It's kind of a federal website that gives some per diem amounts that are kind of fair across the board. So we took that amount of $183 and we generated some revenue that we anticipated for their events based off their information. We then took that hotel revenue and we determined the maximum amount of hotel funds they were able to receive. When Mr. Joslove was here, he was the one from the Hotel Motel Academy agency that came out and spoke with us. He recommended we allow 25% above the estimated revenue. So we put that calculation there to determine the max amount of allowable revenue. Then we went over to criteria 2 and we broke out their requests based on the criteria they put them in. We had to do that because part of the requirements is we spend 1/7 of the total funds awarded on advertisement and no more than 15% of the amount of total funds awarded on historical and another 15% on the arts. So the last column we captured on here was we made sure that each applicant agreed to send us a post-event report that can be audited. Since we have all these requirements lined out, we're going to do a post-event audit. This audit is going to be done by internal audit. We're going to document their hotel revenue, their actual hotel revenue, the number of attendees. We're going to verify if they're going to have the event next year or not. And if the hotel revenue is lower than anticipated, we're just going to ask for an explanation, because that won't necessarily preclude them for the next year. We just want to make sure we have an understanding, and maybe we can provide guidance. That internal audit report will then be shared with the finance director and the city manager. Does that kind of
So
make sense?
real quickly, the number one item that needs to be satisfied in this formula, what was the number one item that needs to be that's factored in, it needs to be accomplished? What is it?
The criteria number one is required by the state of Texas, that the event directly enhance and promote tourism and the convention and hotel industry. Essentially, heads and beds. You've got to have overnight stays, or you do not qualify for these funds.
Before we go much further, I want to be sure to thank the committee. I was included in the list, but I really wasn't there. But the committee did a lot of heavy lifting. I want to thank all the applicants, because when we had Scott Jostle up here, they showed up, they were attentive, they had good questions, and they went through the process. And I'm very encouraged, because this is, to my knowledge, the first year that this in-depth of a process has been gone through. It also is important to note that there is the audit at the end of it that is going to be important also. These are funds that we're out here trying to use to make Odessa better at the hotel motel industry, and thanks to everyone that was involved.
Thank you. One of the things that we wanted to get to our goal is not taking away the human factor, but we really needed a system and a formula that really could hold that what we're trying to accomplish is generate more revenue by supporting events that create that heads and beds. In the end, when you do that, there's more money to be distributed, there's more money coming in, more money to be distributed out. At the end of this process, there's going to be an audit. You're going to have to show up, come back, talk. To be able to receive the funds, you're going to have to show up with receipts. This is something that's always supposed to be in place, but actually was never implemented. So this is something that we've worked towards. This is why the committee was created. It's something the council supported, because it's something that we really agonized about, and we wanted to depoliticize it and really support. And I think you're going to, when I looked at some of these recommendations, things of that nature, I'm from a standpoint, I'm very happy with it. I think it was very, very systematic. I love the formula. I think it'll serve all your organizations, because the thing is you can improve upon that by improving the one criteria, the number one criteria. The more heads you put in beds, the percentages go up for you. So you ultimately are in control. And so this is something I want to really emphasize. So we'll let the bidding begin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Before we do that,
One quick note.
Yep.
You touched on something about bringing in business and bringing in revenue and all that. With the tourism industry, hotels aren't the number one thing on the list that makes money. Number one's restaurants.
Restaurants.
Hotels are way down the line.
Yeah, it's way on the back end.
But there's a correlation at the number of heads and beds, what everything else makes, so it's good for the community itself.
So before we get started, I'm just going to do a quick roll call of everyone to make sure they have representatives here, and then I will turn it back over to you.
Okay.
So if you'll just raise your hand if you're a representative of the organization that I call, that would be wonderful. Children's Miracle Network, Odessa Crime Stoppers, Odessa Teen Court, Hermia Care, Young Professionals of Odessa, Black Cultural Council of Odessa, Commemorative Air Force High Sky, Discover Odessa, Discover Odessa, sir. Jackalope's Holdings, thank you, and Odessa Junior Jacks, thank you. Junior League of Odessa, thank you so much. Una mano amiga. UTPB Athletics. West Texas Track Club. There's a few there. Thank you so much. And the Whitefield House Friends. Thank you so much. So Mr. Beckmeyer kind of stole my thunder earlier to say thank you, but I do want to thank you all for taking the time and the effort to fill out those applications, whether it was general fund or hotel motel fund. I want to thank you for being passionate about something, taking part in something that you're passionate about, and we greatly appreciate what you do for our city. So with that, I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Ms. Bandit.
And we will start with general fund.
So we started with, from my right to the left for CDBG. Tonight we'll start from my left to my right. So we're going to start with Councilman Haney. So you're going to work from 5, 4, 3, 2, backwards, okay? I love making it difficult for you. Councilmember,
Yes, sir.
you're on.
Okay, so the Black Cultural Council of Odessa is on the general fund, so that would be 0 on this page. Commemorative Air Force is 80. Which one we doing first? General fund? Never mind. All right, let me swap over.
Can I make one quick correction on this spreadsheet? On the teen court amount, that amount is not what the committee recommended. It should be, do you have the amount, Caitlin?
40.
It should be double that, but I don't know the exact.
Who made the recommendation?
The committee did.
Okay.
It just didn't make it onto the spreadsheet.
We'll note it.
Okay, it's 89,185.
Go ahead, Mr. Haney.
Yes. And that's what was sent to them in the recommendation letter, yes.
All right, on the Children's Miracle Network, it's 50,000. Odessa Crime Stoppers, 65. Odessa Teen Court, 45. Permacare, 90,000. Young Professionals of Odessa, 10,000. And Black Cultural Council of Odessa, 50,000.
And may I also make a quick note again? I'm sorry to keep interrupting. We did speak with the Black Cultural Council. They submitted an application for hotel motel funds, and because they're already actually implementing practices to track their hotel motel impact, which won't be ready until next year's assessment, they agreed to allow us to move them to the general fund pool, so that is why their application is here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilman Cornell?
Children's Miracle Network would be 50,000. Odessa Crime Stoppers, 65. Odessa Teen Court, 40. Permacare, 90. Young Professionals of Odessa, 10. And Black Cultural Council of Odessa would be 50.
Councilman Vasquez?
Children's Miracle Network, 50,000. Odessa Crime Stoppers, 65,000. Odessa Teen Court, 40,000. Permacare, 90,000. Young Professionals of Odessa, 10,000. And the Black Cultural Council of Odessa, 50,000.
Okay. I'm next. Children's Miracle Network, 50. Crime Stoppers, 65. Odessa Teen Court, 40. Permacare, 90. Young Professionals, 10. And Black Cultural Council, 50. Mr. Thompson?
Children's Miracle Network, 50. Crime Stoppers, 65. Teen Court, 45. Permacare, 90. Young Professionals, 10. Black Cultural Council, 50.
Councilman Mata?
Children's Miracle Network, 50. Odessa Crime Stoppers, 65. I have to abstain from Odessa Teen Court since I'm on the board. Premier Care is 90. Young Professionals of Odessa is 10,000. And Black Cultural Council is 50,000.
Councilman Swanner?
Children's Miracle Network, 50,000. Odessa Crime Stopper, 65,000. Odessa Teen Court, 40,000. Primacare, 90,000. Young Professionals, 10,000. Black Culture Council, 50,000.
We have a consensus?
Yes.
Okay. So our total is 305? All right. Then move on to hot funds. Councilman Heaney?
Okay, commemorative Air Force is 80. Discover Odessa is 1,502,300. Discover Odessa is 250. That's SERP, sorry. Jackalopes Holdings is 50. Junior Jacks is 15. Junior League of Odessa is 15. Odessa Arts is 500. Texas Crime Stoppers is 2,500.
2,500, 20,000.
20,500, sorry. Apologize. Permian Basin Fair and Expo is 100,000. Sandhill Stock Show and Rodeo is 200,000. Showbiz West Texas is 20,000. Special Olympics is 250. Tejana Super Show's 0. International Meeting of Countries is 20,000. UTPB Athletic Events 321,000. West Texas Track Club, which is the AAU National Qualifier, is 40. The West Texas Track Club Nicholas Morales Meet is 20K. West Texas Track Club Daniel Coper Track is 25. West Texas Track Club Coach Chavez is 5,000. And the White Pool House is 50,000.
Councilman Cornell?
Drop down from Black Cultural to start with Commemorative Air Force, and that'd be 80,000. Discover Odessa, 1,502,300. Discover Odessa would be 250. SERP and the Jackalopes, let's do 50. Odessa Junior Jacks Youth would be 20. Junior League of Odessa would be 15. Odessa Arts, 500,000. Texas Crime Stoppers would be 20,500. Permian Basin Fair and Expo, 100. Sandhills Stock Show would be 200,000. And Showbiz West Texas, 20. Special Olympics, 250,000. The Tejana, I'm gonna go 02.
Hold on one sec, Mr. Cornell.
Yeah.
One more 0. Right.
On Special Olympics,
250 for the special. Continue.
Special Olympics is 250,000. And the Tejana was 0. And the International Meeting of Countries would be 20,000. UTB Athletic Events would be 320,000. West Texas Track Club would be 40,000. West Texas Track Club Nicholas would be 20,000. West Texas Track Club with Dr. Daniel would be 25,000. West Texas Track Club with Coach Chavez would be 5,000. The White Pool House and Friends would be 46,000.
Councilman Vasquez?
Commemorative Air Force, 80,000. Discover Odessa, 1,502,300. Discover Odessa SERP, 250,000. Jackalopes Holdings, 50,000. Odessa Juniors Jacks Youth Hockey, 15,000. Junior League of Odessa, 15,000. And I have to abstain from the Odessa Arts. I serve on the board. Texas Crime Stoppers, 20,500. Basin Fair and Expo, 100,000. Sand Hills Stock Show and Rodeo, 200,000. Showbiz West Texas, Viva la Fiesta, 20,000. Special Olympics, 250,000. The Tejano Super Show, 0. The 8 ENI International Meeting, 20,000. The UTPB Athletic Events, 321,000. The West Texas Track Club, 40,000. The West Texas Track Club Nicholas Morales, 20,000. The West Texas Track Club Daniel Shapiro, 25,000. The West Texas Track Club Coach Chavez, 5,000. And the White House Friends, 50,000.
Okay, CAF, at 70,000, go to 80,000 CAF. Discover Odessa, 1.502300. Discover Odessa SERP, 250. Jackalopes, 50. Junior Jacks, 15. Junior League, 15. Arts, 500. Crime Stoppers, 20,500. Fair, 100K. I'm losing my spot. Sand Hills, 200. Viva la Fiesta, 20. Special Olympics, 250. Tejano Super Show, 0. Una Voz Unida is 20. UTPB events, what do we got? Yeah, I've got it mixed up. I got it written in the wrong space. 321. Then we got UTPB Athletics. Is that correct?
That is the 321.
UTPB Athletics 321. Then we're going to, is it West Texas Track Club?
Yes, sir.
40. I gotta hold on. I've got misspaced here. Okay. So West Texas Crab Club was 40. Nicolas Morales, me, 20. West Texas Track Club, Dr. Daniel Separate Track, 25. Coach Chavez, 5. And White Pool, 50. Councilman Thompson.
Okay, CAF, 80. Discover Odessa, 1,502,300. Discover Odessa, 250. Jackalopes Holdings, 50. Junior Jacks, 15. Junior League of Odessa, 15. Odessa Arts, 500. Crime Stoppers, 20,500. Permian Basin Fair and Expo, 100. Sand Hills Rodeo, 200. Showbiz West Texas, 20. Special Olympics, 250. Tejano Super Show, 0. International Meeting of Countries, 20. UTPB Athletic Events, 321. West Texas Track Club AAU Qualifier, 40. West Texas Track Club, Nicholas Morales, 20. And West Texas Track Club, Dr. Daniel Shapiro, that always left off. Haley. Shapiro.
So sorry.
It's okay. I just know who it is.
Yeah.
West Texas Track Club, Coach Chavez, 5. And White Pool House, 50.
Councilman Mata?
The Superior, what's the Superior amount?
Oh, Shapiro amount? Oh, I thought I said it.
25?
Yeah, 25, sorry. I just saw that old man, zero man, so. Yeah, sorry. I just saw that old man.
Councilman Mata?
CAF, 80. Discover Odessa, 1,502,300. The SERP is 250. Jackalopes, 50. Junior Jacks, 15. Junior League, 15. Odessa Arts, 500. Texas Crime Stoppers Conference, 20,500. Permian Basin Fair and Expo, 100. Sand Hill Stock Show and Rodeo, 200. Showbiz West Texas, 20. Special Olympics, 250. At the Tejano Super Show, 0. International Meeting of Countries, 20. UTBB Athletics, 321. The AAU qualifier, 40. Nicholas Morales, 20. Dr. Shapiro, track field, 25. Coach Chavez, 5. And the White Pool House, 50.
Councilmember Swanner?
Commemorative Air Force, 80. Discover Odessa, 1502300. Discover Odessa SERP, 250. Jackalope Holdings, 50. Odessa Junior Jacks Youth Hockey, 20. I just found out I have to abstain from Junior League of Odessa. That is something new. I am a member. Odessa Arts is 500,000. Texas Crime Stoppers, 20,500. Permian Basin Fair, 100,000. Sand Hill Stock Rodeo, 200,000. Showbiz West Texas, 20,000. Special Olympics, 250. Tejano Super Show, 0. The Meeting of the Countries, 20,000. UTPB Athletics, 321. West Texas Track Club, 40. West Texas Track Club Nicholas Morales, 20. West Texas Track Club Dr. Shapiro, 25. West Texas Track Club Coach Chavez, 5,000. And the White Pool House, 50,000.
Mayor and council, we do have a citizen that wishes to speak.
Okay. Before we do that, what about the
Consensus.
Coliseum?
So that one is tied to an interlocal agreement. So it's on here just so that you know what is being expended out of hot funds, but there's no discussion needed on that one.
There isn't? Okay, so we're not going to get a call like last year?
No.
You remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are we handling that? Since we're not going to have any discussion?
Well, we're still, correct me if I'm wrong, we're still bound to the interlocal
Yeah,
agreement?
we're still bound by their local.
Okay, so we,
We're just gonna pay it.
okay, that's all I wanted, the
Well,
clarification.
Before, what we did this year is I asked them for the justification, they sent it in, they met the qualifications, and then we paid it, and I'll do the same.
Perfect, as long as we have that understanding.
Yeah, it's taken care of, Don's gonna take care of it.
Just want to save paper from editorials.
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Bender, go ahead. Did you have anything?
I did not have anything else to.
We do have a citizen that wishes to speak. Joanne Davenport.
We have consensus.
Yeah. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have a question. I received a call. Black Cultural Council of Odessa, when we submitted our application, it was for hotel motel monies. And then I received a call that the committee had met and they decided to award us $50,000 from the general fund. Why was that changed? Can I get an explanation?
Can somebody answer that question?
I can. I had the conversation. So in our phone call, I mentioned that you guys were not currently tracking the hotel motel stays, which you told me you were already working on, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And so we moved your recommendation for your agreement to the general fund pool. The general fund monies are not tied to specific restrictions like the hotel motel monies.
I know that.
Okay, so that's why it was moved.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Council, any other questions? Any other comments? Ms. Bender, anything else?
Nope, that is it. Thank you so much.
Council, seeing that there is no further discussion, entertain a motion to accept the amounts on, do we want to do them separate?
No, just do them as, you can do it all together as presented.
Okay, so,
It's all one big thing.
well, yeah, but we have some exceptions.
That's the truth. So we would, yeah, we might better go back then. We do have.
So,
Can we
I
just
mean,
remove the?
yeah, that's what I'm
junior
gonna
league?
do.
Yeah.
So real quickly, help me. So let's do the general fund first.
Yeah.
We have how many extensions on this one? One,
Just
Yes.
one.
which was be teen court.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do that separate.
Yeah.
So teen court will be standalone,
Right.
right?
But the rest you can vote for together.
So council, I need a motion to accept general fund request for Children's Miracle Network, Odessa Crime Stoppers, Primacare, Young Professionals, and Black Cultural Council.
So moved.
I have a motion by
Second.
Councilmember Haney, second by Councilmember Cornell. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating the same sign. Motion passed unanimously. I need a motion for teen court and a second for the amount appropriated by the council. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Thompson. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Haney. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? There is 6 in favor and 1 abstention. Okay. So we have abstentions on the hot funds would be arts
And junior league.
and junior league. Where is the junior? There, junior league.
Right, pretty good. Yeah.
Council, I need a motion for approval of the CAF, Discover Odessa SERP, Jackalopes Holding, Jackalopes Junior Jacks Youth Hockey, Texas Crime Stoppers Conference, Permian Basin Fair Expo, Sand Hills Show and Rodeo, Showbiz West Texas, Viva La Fiesta, Special Olympics, ENI International Meeting of Countries, UTPB Athletics, West Texas Track Club AAU National Qualifier, Nicolas Morales Meet, Dr. Daniel Cepero, is that right? Track and Field, Coach Chavez, and White Pole House Friends. Have a motion, a second?
Motion.
Have a motion by Councilmember Swanner, second by Councilmember Mata. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating the same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Need a motion for Junior League of Odessa as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion by Councilmember Thompson. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by, second by Councilmember Cornell. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. We have 6
Abstention.
in favor, 1 abstention. Odessa Arts, I have a motion and a second.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Haney. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Mata. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating same sign. We have 6 in favor and 1 abstention. Right. Any other further comments? Going once, going twice. We are now to item 13, seeing that there is no more business before the city council. I have a motion to adjourn by Councilmember
So moved.
Swanner, second by Councilmember
Second.
Vasquez. All in favor indicating by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed indicating by saying side. Motion passed unanimously. We are adjourned. Be careful going home. And congratulations. Hey, y'all get money.